Hello, everyone. Welcome. You are all hopefully registered for Music 1300. I'm going to be your host for this winter session. My name is Professor George. Hopefully at this point you guys have all noticed that the Blackboard materials for the class are online and up for you to view. And most importantly, the Blackboard class already has my syllabus. So a couple of the things that I'm going to say are definitely reiterated in the syllabus, but this is a good place to start for the class. So this is Music 1300, like I said, it's music, it's language, history, and culture. And rather than read to you the syllabus, which I'm sure would be fascinating, I'm going to let you engage with it on your own. To check out the course objectives and stuff like that. But what's really important, especially for the winter session, is that this class is taught completely asynchronously, which means that the lecture materials you get to engage with sort of at your own pace. That all being said, the course is only 3 weeks long, and asynchronous does not mean that there are no due dates for the class. Essentially, any class that you take during winter session is going to be an incredibly accelerated and somewhat difficult class just based on the amount of material that you're covering on a daily basis. So the winter term, if we were to do it in person, is essentially what we would cover in 1 week. During the fall or the spring term, we cover in 1 day during the winter session classes. And that's a lot of material. So in general, you're going to be asked to watch 1 lecture a day. Occasionally there are 2 lectures that I assign per day, just rather than divide it out so it's completely illogical in terms of the breaks. There are going to be some days that are lighter and some days that are a little heavier. My suggestion though to you is don't skip more than 2 days a week. Otherwise, you're really going to fall behind in the class. Generally, when you're taking a course as well, for every hour you spend in class, you should be spending 2 hours outside of class re-engaging in that material. So that's a lot of time just spent on my class on a daily basis, and you're receiving the same kind of credit that you would in the winter session as you receive in the fall or the spring. So I do have to cut out some requirements of the class just because it would be probably really impossible and incredibly taxing for you to do everything that I asked for the fall and the spring semester. But really the point is I would encourage you to engage with the material on a pretty much daily basis for the next 3 weeks. Okay. Because the course is intensive, I'm going to be regularly checking my email. My schedule generally is to check my email and respond to stuff before noon. So if you get in touch with me in the afternoon or the evening, likely it'll be the next day that I'll get in touch with you. As per my syllabus, I really ask that you give me 24 hours to respond to you via email. Because we're doing stuff all completely online, you could probably guess that I get a lot more emails than I would normally during an in-person semester. So even if it's like about a quiz and you got locked out of it or something like that, please leave me at least 24 hours to respond to you, to get into Blackboard, to clear whatever I need to do, to perhaps solve your problem or otherwise. Regarding the due dates for the semester, everything is on Blackboard. All of the assignments and the quizzes, there are 5 of each, 5 assignments and 5 quizzes. There's no final exam and there's no final concert report, which is the kind of the final project of the semester. There's nothing like that. Everything is on Blackboard right now. So all of your points that you will be assessed on are already there for you to view. You never need to ask me what your grade is. It's always information that's accessible to you via Blackboard. Regarding the due dates, I'm happy to be flexible about the due dates. However, you must email me ahead of time if you want an extension on a due date, all right? I'm pretty lenient within 24 hours if something is coming in a little bit late. However, there are some due dates that I have to be incredibly strict on. That final due date, which is the very last day of the semester, January 25th, if memory serves, is the absolute and final deadline for any work that you want to be included in my grade book. Everything is set to be due at 11:30 p.m., but I'm not sitting there at 11:30 p.m. waiting for your assignments to come in. I generally grade them in the morning. So um, yeah, do with that information what you will, but that's generally my schedule. I do ask that, I get a weekend kind of like everyone else. So if you're emailing me on Saturday or Sunday, you probably still will hear from me within 24 hours. But if it's a Saturday or Sunday, please do at least just respectfully wait until Monday to re-email me about something specific. So, like I sort of have already made mention of, this class is more or less the same of what I would teach during the fall or the spring term. I started recording lectures when we first went into lockdown in the spring. So some of the lectures that you watch will have been recorded from the end of the spring term. I also taught over summer session. I re-recorded the lectures that I didn't think were of high quality, or at least could be done again, and have since used those, well, re-recorded some still up until the fall. So anyway, at this point, I have a nice culmination of videos that goes through the entire course. YouTube, unfortunately, just due to copyright issues, sometimes takes down components of my videos. They're most likely the listening examples, or almost always the listening examples that get cut from my videos. However, I do describe the listening examples beforehand and after the fact. So if you listen to the listening examples that get cut through the playlist that I've included a link in the YouTube video for, you should be able to hopefully put the pieces together. I'm still working on trying to find an alternate platform to host my videos. Vimeo is another option, but unfortunately copyright is still an issue even with educational purposes, which is a huge bummer. So that's an issue that I'm working on. I don't know if it's going to be solved immediately. So I have everything linked to YouTube right now. Office hours. So if you need to meet with me, if you're really confused about a topic, I'm happy to meet with you over the course of the next 3 weeks. The thing to do is just email me your availability so we can coordinate a time, and all of that will happen via Zoom. But otherwise, everything is done at your pace. If you want to watch the lectures at 10 p.m. regularly, that's up to you. If that's your learning style, and in terms of when you would prefer to watch the videos, that's great. How to do well in the class. Well, what I would do is definitely don't, procrastinate. That's probably the biggest thing, especially in the winter session. Also, feel free to watch the lecture materials more than once. They come accompanied with my lecture notes. Those lecture notes you can use on the exams. They're open book, the exams, and all of them are on Blackboard. They're even all accessible to you right now. So what I would do is, after the end of every unit, make sure to participate in the discussion board, to do the assignment that's associated with the unit that we're on, and then to take the quiz. There's 3 assessments for each unit. There are 5 units, so that takes up the entirety of the semester. I hope you guys all have fun. This class is something that I really enjoy teaching, certainly in person, although making the videos was certainly fun. In the videos that I have posted, I reference extra credit opportunities, which can be certainly of your own making. However, just know that January 25th is the final deadline that I can accept any work for the class, because grades are due shortly thereafter. That's the day of our final exam, and therefore your quiz number 5. if you're having problems, don't hesitate to reach out to me. Again, 3 weeks goes by really, really quickly. I want to make sure that you're understanding the topics that we're going through. My first question, if you don't understand something immediately, please at least go back and revisit the topic that you don't understand. A lot of these definitions and concepts make a lot more sense when we actually go through examples of them. So if you're skipping the examples or not going through the examples more than once, that's not the way the class is designed. You really do have to do that. What else? What else? If you're taking more than one class, you definitely have your hands full between this class and another class. And if you're juggling a work schedule beyond that, like those should really be the only things that you're doing. It's really important that if you're receiving credit for the class, that you do the work that is required of the class. I've already taken out the final exam and a final paper in terms of assessment. So I've cut out as much as I can regarding like what I can grade you on. So extra credit, because of our limited time together, is very limited in terms of its opportunities. So get in touch with me if that's something you want to do. But really what you should be doing is just doing well on the quizzes, the assignments, and the discussion board. And truth be told, the way to get full credit for any of those is really to just carefully follow the instructions. That's the biggest reason why people get points off in my class or on any of those assessments. So excellent. I think that's about it. Again, everything should be on Blackboard at this point. Check the discussion boards, or not the discussion board, the announcement section regularly. I'll definitely post your weekly schedule, which means that I'll be posting, on Sunday, what you should be thinking of for that following week, or that week upcoming. So my email address is in the syllabus, but it's prof.w.george@gmail.com. Please don't email me at my personal email address or my Graduate Center email address. That one is the quickest one for me to respond to you. Okay, very good. Best of luck. It would be my utmost pleasure to hopefully give you all A's in my class. I want you all to pass my class. So again, just do the work. Be in touch if you need extensions, if you have difficulty with any of the subject matter. I'm here to help. But please get an A in my class. And I hope you enjoy this course and learn a lot over the course of the next 3 weeks. All right, best of luck to you all.